For this Twiggy commission, I was tasked with making a 14-foot tall arch as a statement piece for a swanky private bar and lounge room. I ended up crafting it in 3 different locations with hundreds of miles in between each location. The upright side panels in my Brooklyn shop, the top crown piece on my Catskills property, and the finished piece installed at a residence in Indiana. I did my usual spiel, collecting only the finest artisanal twigs, this time before the snow melt. I spent the colder months working indoors in my warm shop, and the milder spring months outdoors on my property with the sounds of nature coming to life. Because of a strict deadline, I decided not to wait on a shipping service and drive it myself on my 14-foot trailer. Seeing the 3 separate pieces come together for the first time at the house in Indiana was the test to see if I completely screwed up the proportions. Luckily, it all came together nicely with the help of an awesome Amish crew and a very professional building contractor. The arch had to fit around this existing limestone border. So after I received detailed measurements, I had a plywood template made that I would follow and keep as a backing to support the branch arrangements during the eventual transport. Like most projects, it all starts with a concept sketch. For this indoor piece, with rot resistance not a concern, I presented several branch material options, but the client and designer chose mountain laurel, the material I work with most often for outdoor projects. The first round of laurel gathering happened before the Catskills snow melted, and I decided to strap on my newly acquired GoPro to give you a POV look of the harvesting process. This is one of the properties I've found where I'm able to harvest as much laurel as I need with the landowner's blessing. The plant has taken over their woods, and the owner's consulting forester was happy to have me thin it out a little. This is the part of the video where I try to impress the viewers with how many branches I can carry all at once. Back in the snow-free workshop, I start working on the upright side panels of the arch. The plywood template is the desired overall width of the branch arrangement, and that 90-degree plywood strip I attached to one side represents the depth of that limestone border I mentioned before. The form gets its strength from many strategically placed trim head screws that attach the individual branches to one another. I installed the occasional temporary screw from the back of the plywood to keep the twig form supported until the installation. Here I'm getting set up to cut the bottom of the branches nice and flush on the bandsaw so they will appear as though they are growing out of the floor. And here you have the completed upright side panels. I left the branches at the top a little wild for now so I can eventually blend the uprights to the top piece more naturally. Now on my property, I get to work setting up the template for the top crown section of the arch. I didn't realize the free underwear show that was going on until I edited this video. It doesn't have to be the most finely crafted setup. It just has to temporarily hold the template at a good height for me to do my twig thing. The second round of laurel harvesting coincided with an unseasonably warm early spring day. Once again, I do a few attachments to the plywood template from the back. The bulk of the screws connect branch to branch so that the formation stays together when the plywood backing is eventually removed. If it sounds like my mini bandsaw is struggling, it's because it doesn't have the most powerful motor in the world, and it runs on a large battery since I'm working off-grid. I would say the trickiest part of the arch was the very middle, where the branches from the left side and the right side crash into one another. And here you have the completed arch crown that will be married to the upright sections in Indiana. This is where I crossed the Delaware River into Pennsylvania on my 11.5-hour drive west. The next day, the good people of Skyline Builders jumped right into action, helping me get the arch sections off the trailer and into the bar room. I gave everything a last-minute blast of compressed air to remove any loose, flaking pieces of bark and avoid making a mess of the bar. It was very satisfying to see the top section of the arch fit around the limestone edging perfectly. Each section of the arch was securely fastened to the stone wall with various masonry fasteners. Next, I blended the upright sections to the crown to make it one seamless arch formation. After I install the final twig, I celebrate to the deafening cheers of 0 people. With the arch in place, the building crew could get to work finishing the fancy bar and lounge room, which turned out to be pretty amazing. If you enjoyed seeing this piece come together, hit the like button, subscribe, and check out some of my other branch sculptures taking shape.